Kevin alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Get your money, sis, fuck the hater. Get your money, sis, get your weight up. Make your money move, I ain't mad at you. Yeah, it's all about the cream and getting money, sis. Get your money, sis, fuck a hater.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to 2 Cent Tuesdays with Jenny, where you will be getting my unsolicited, unapologetic opinion about what's going on in the world today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a new video. And you might as well go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get right into today's topic. So as you guys all know, the self-proclaimed relationship guru Kevin Samuels has passed away last week. It was a lot of rumors. People wasn't sure if it was true or not. Media outlets was putting it out there. Some was holding back because no one had came forward and confirmed that he was either alive or dead. And eventually his mother did come forward and unfortunately revealed that she found out herself through social media that her son was in fact gone. And the world was shocked. We all know Kevin Samuels for going viral for many of things that he says, and never seemed to have any health issues. Always seemed like he was taking care of himself, and to find out he just died out of nowhere was a complete shock to everyone, whether you were a fan of his or not. It was a shocker. But in his timely death, people have gone wild with the comments. A lot of black women are celebrating and rejoicing the fact that he's dead and that he can no longer say the things that he says about black women. And a lot of women were happy and tweeting and posting on Instagram. And let's just say there was no love lost about this man's death for a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of his fans were hurt. His family, most importantly, obviously, they're going through it. For his mom to find out the way she did. I just found out that he has a child. I didn't even know he had a daughter. But I learned that listening to the 911 call, which is crazy that they put that out there as well. And yeah, it was women didn't miss a beat to take advantage of this moment to literally dance on his grave. A lot of men came to his defense, and a lot of men are like, we lost a real one. And some guys is really in their feelings because they really looked at this man like a king. They felt like he was saying things that they really want to say, but they feel like they gotta protect the women around them, so they don't say. So Kevin Samuels was that mouthpiece that most men wish they had, and they feeling some type of way. Rapper T.I. came forward and said that we need to stop bullying this man who was dead and cannot defend himself. Interesting. Let's roll the clip.
Time you were so caught up in producing hate for someone, once we have been relieved from our bodies, my man, once we've been relieved from our bodies, everything that happened on earth, that shit don't matter no more. Cause I don't like every time y'all bullying a dead man, basically. You're ganging up on a dead man. A travesty of justice. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Ain't gonna let y'all bully this dead man. We're gonna let this man rest in peace. Whatever he did it and he gone. He got away with it. That's between him and God. Him and the Lord gonna have to deal with it. You ain't got no heaven or no hell to put him in.
And yeah, and then a lot of other celebrities such as Vivica Fox came forward and said, no, I'm going to keep that same energy. This man used his platform to bash women every chance he got and was very disrespectful to black women. And, karma is a real thing. You got to be careful with the type of negative energy you put out on the earth because things will come back to you. And she had this to say.
A hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that T.I. is right and these people need to stop bullying and talking about a man who's no longer here? As he said in the video, once you die, everything else, it shouldn't matter what you've done on this earth. It's over with. There's nothing you can do about it. Leave it alone. And Vivica feels otherwise. Like, listen, what you put out there is what you get back. What do you guys think in the comments down below? And I'm going to go ahead and drop my 2 cents in on the situation. It is no secret that I have never been a fan of the Kevin Samuels. I have been dragged on several occasions on TikTok. Wherever I speak of him, I get dragged for whatever reason, because people just feel like, women need to take accountability. I don't like the truth and blase. For me in particular, I'm not going to say I don't take accountability or truth about certain things. Like, there has been things that he said that I'm like, okay, I can see that. I can understand where he's coming from. But to me, there was just certain things I just couldn't get with. Even T.I. said, like, I didn't 100% agree with him, but I didn't, totally disagree with him. All in all, I feel like, he was a gimmick. He did what needed to be done. Okay, he knew that these things that comes out of his mouth was going to go viral, and women were feeding into it. These same women who are probably bashing him now were the women that were supporting him by calling in and asking for his advice, and knowing the response that you were going to get. So I feel like he did what he needed to do to keep his name out there, to keep going viral. Whether he even believed in the nonsense that he was spitting or not, I don't know. All in all, do I feel like this is now the time to bash him? No, he's gone. But that's the thing about what you do here on earth. T.I. said, once you're gone, it's over with. It doesn't matter what you've done. Yeah, it still does. That's the whole point. When you leave this earth, you want to make your mark. What do you want people to remember about you? You understand what I'm saying? The late and great Michael Jackson passed away, but some of those allegations that were against him is something that's never going to go away. That's going to stay here. Even though he has gone on to glory, he is still that rumor, on top of the fantasticness that he's done, the fact that he's a mega superstar. But those little negative things are still here as well. Same as Whitney Houston. Yes, we know she's the voice. She's beautiful. She's this, she's that. But then it comes that, but she used to do this. These are things that you are remembered for. So what you do here on earth ultimately is all that we're left with, the memories. And that's what he left us with. The things that he says, whether, we agreed with them or not, that's what we have. And for me personally, am I going to kick this man? Well, can't really kick him when he's down, because he's like down. Not trying to be funny, but do I feel this is the need to be like, oh yes, he died, I'm so happy, like, good for him, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not good for anybody when they pass. Like, it's scary, to know that he just like that out of nowhere. But I would never take this opportunity to sit there and say good for him, or I'm glad we ain't got to hear his nonsense anymore. No, this is not the time for that. I don't agree with a lot of things that came out of his mouth, but listen, the tongue is a powerful thing, is all I can say. I don't even feel comfortable with saying that. Like, although I agree with Vivica, but it's like, it's not really my place to say, you know, his karma came back to him. We don't know the reason why it was his time. For all we know, God could have said, okay, you did what needed to be done, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do. For whatever reason, it was his time. But I believe everybody, you know, it's so funny how people be like, nah, keep that same energy, you know. But now that women are keeping that same energy now that he's gone, they're wrong for that as well. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to sit here and say, oh my God, it's so, like, I'm not going to sit here and start reading a eulogy for the man and act like I was like so hurt that he passed away. It's unfortunate, but I wasn't a fan of his. I didn't like the things that he said, and I'm not going to switch up now because the man is no longer here. You know what I mean? Do I think it's a time to bash him? No. But sometimes you got to take the high road, because he sure didn't mind bashing us whenever he could. But, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. But I know sometimes two rights make a left. But, you know, it's like this and this. But as a human being, as a decent human being, you know, you don't tit for tat. You don't stoop to their level. You understand what I'm saying? At least for me. I just don't feel like it's an opportunity to bash him. He's gone. What he set out to do was done, and that's what he's gonna be known for. He's gonna be forever remembered for the things, his viral moments and his interactions with women of color, in particular black women. I'm not gonna say women of color because he loves Spanish women, but for some reason he had issues with black women, and but it got him very far. It took him very far. He had major platforms. I hear he's on the next episode of Atlanta coming out. He was on his way to doing great things, but, you know, sometimes you gotta be stopped. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but everything happens for a reason. Even when it doesn't make sense to us, it makes sense to him. But bullying, that's a little bit of a reach to say that they're bullying him. But I do not think that this is the time to bash him. And I know I've seen comments like, well, he didn't care about women's feelings when he was saying X, Y, and Z. He didn't care about black women's feelings then. So why should we care about how his family is feeling? Well, you know what? Because at the end of the day, his family is not the ones that said the things that he said. They're not responsible for what comes out of his mouth. He was a 50-something-year-old man. He's responsible for what he has to say. So for the sake of his family who is mourning at this time, maybe people can lighten up just a little bit. But that's how they choose to deal with it. And it is what it is, kind of, you know, it's either you want people to keep that same energy or not. You understand what I'm saying? You show up to people's funeral and now you all fake like you just wasn't talking crazy about this person before they died, and now you at the funeral, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like, are we supposed to act like that now? Like, oh my God, Kevin Samuels. Like, no, if you didn't like him before he was gone, you ain't gonna like his ass after. Like that little meme said, and he walking up them steps talking about, and you still fat and whatever. You still basic and fat. That's it. He would be telling our asses that walking into the gates and probably get rejected. But he would still keep that same energy for us, I feel, you know. So it is what it is. All in all, rest in peace to that man. I would like to thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you follow me on all my social medias. Everything will be in the description down below. And Jenny is